Glenorchy grabbing a spot in the finals, downing Sandy Bay. Big first quarter by the Pies. Clarence, well, you'd expect them to beat Devonport easily. They did just that. North Hobart likewise against South Launceston. And then probably the upset with Hobart downing New Norfolk. A comfortable margin, and New Norfolk out of the finals race.
Well, Glenorchy defeated Sandy Bay, but then had to wait for more than 20 minutes for the game at Boyer to finish before they knew if they were to contest the finals. It was a nerve-wracking time. This is the bench, as you can see, Colin, waiting for that finish to come. They knew their game was pretty safe.
Well, Glenorchy knew what they had to do yesterday. They had an assignment. They had to go down to Sandy Bay. They had to beat Sandy Bay to have any chance of making the finals. And then they had to rely on Hobart beating New Norfolk. But their only concern really was beating Sandy Bay. And as the final siren goes there, they knew they'd done that. And I think they had in the back of their minds, Pete.
The first stage of getting in the finals has been accomplished.
Oh, yeah,
well
to win down here, yeah, it was good.
I guess your heart's going to pound as you wait on that result coming through from Boyer.
Certainly, we're going to turn the radio on and have a good listen now.
We'll come and join you.
Certainly will.
And a happy lot of supporters there clapping their side, Glenorchy, off the ground after winning down at Queenborough. Now they're waiting on that result of the game to come through from Boyer. Ray Woodruff, the president.
What is the position at Boyer at this moment?
Well, I can't hear a lot, Jim, but I think they're about 30 points in front, Hobart, at the moment. So it's pretty, you know, it's like having a baby. Like having a baby, Jim. Well, I've never had one, but my missus has had a couple.
Danny, we hear that Hobart's well in front of the Eagles at Boyer. As an ex-coach and certainly an official with the club today, it looks like you're in the finals. Must give you a lot of satisfaction.
Oh yeah, we'll wait till the final siren up at Boyer before we start thinking about it too much. But yeah, our boys did the job today. They had a job to do and they did it very well, I thought. And hopefully the Hobart boys can do the job up there for us. And if we're there next week, I'm sure we'll acquit ourselves fairly well.
Thank you, Wayne Pettit.
Yeah, I'll buy him a beer when I see him.
Good on you, Magpies. Well, Glenorchy set up their win and a place in the 5 with a 6-goals-to-1 first term. Although the Bay were desperate, they couldn't catch the Magpies. Glenorchy were well on top at the centre breaks, and this gave them the edge. It was a good, hard workout for the Magpies, who won it without Michael Stiles and Robert Goulet, so it was quite an impressive display. Peter Carr brings up the first goal of the game for Glenorchy. Shortly after, David Pearce leads out nicely to Mark, and Glenorchy, kicking with a strong breeze, has begun well as Pearce puts through the Magpies' second goal. It was early in the game, but Glenorchy was starting to dominate play. And from the centre bounce, Fenton picks up. He gets the ball forward once again, where Peter Barwick takes this diving mark. Barwick allows for the breeze, and that swings around nicely to go dead centre. It looked as if Glenorchy were looking for a percentage booster when Mansfield found Spilsbury. His shot also curled back to bring up the Magpies' 4th goal. Things would not go right for the Bay. In this scrimmage, McGregor is adjudged to have thrown the ball. It looked pretty harmless as Wiggins snaps a goal, but the man in white says no score. At last, the Bay breaks through as Carter's hand pass goes astray. Howarth swoops, a hand pass to Lister, and it's Sandy Bay's first 6-pointer. Glenorchy, though, were relentless with knowledge of the drama at Boyer. Spilsbury to the square. Pearce, having a better game, finds Pyle, and that's another goal coming up now for Glenorchy. It was Pyle again, and watch Dean Mansfield. He came over the top to take a beauty. Glenorchy's lead opened out to 31 points with his goal. Then, with the breeze, it was Sandy Bay's chance. A quick kick from Suckling finds McGregor's chest. The spearhead brings up a badly needed major for the Bay. Nigel Palfreman gets another. But they need more. But then Glenorchy showed us how you could get them into the breeze with this fine set shot by Peter Barwick. McGregor and Adwyer were having a good duel, but on this occasion McGregor wins out with a strong pair of hands. He missed, but shortly after, he made up for it with this dribble over the line. Good goal to the Bay. Then one of the better marks of the game. But for Stephen Cox, it was painful taking it. Jason Harthill, a long drop punt to the square. The benefits of playing in front as Mark Spilsbury has paid the grab from a position he could not miss scoring full points. But despite this combined effort of Paul Burnell and Brad Howarth, Sandy Bay played catch-up football all day to give the Magpies a berth in the finals. Yes, a bonus getting into the 5 for the Magpies, and another bonus after the match when they learned that the final will be played at North Hobart.
Yeah, it does give them definitely a better chance than what they would have had it been played up the northwest coast.
OK, Burnie, their effort yesterday, a bit disappointing because North Launceston kicked so badly too.
Yeah, Burnie, you don't want to go into the final series on a loss. I don't think any team would like to do that. So Burnie got a bit of work to do, and Glenorchy will give them a hell of a match next week. Well,
let's see how Glenorchy sum it up. Jim Manson now talks with the Glenorchy coach, Kim Exel.
Kim, you would have had some special moments in football, but what has happened today must compare favourably with all of them?
No, certainly. Obviously, our objective was to make the 5, you know, from wooden spooners. Well, that was our objective, and now we've made it. We're obviously wrapped, and I'm certainly thrilled.
You would have kept your ears open for what was happening at Boyer all day?
No, not all day. I mean, we focused totally on this game, and that was our objective, to win the game. So we've done that, and we're justifiably satisfied.
An important toss for you to win in this game, wasn't it? So you could kick with a breeze?
Oh, I don't know. I think our guys were ready and they were prepared. I know that they were aware that it would have been nice to win the toss, but they were ready. We'd learnt from the Burnie game, and we definitely would have been prepared anyway.
I held some concerns for you, even though you led nicely in the third quarter. You just couldn't nail it. A bit scary?
Certainly. I mean, that's the way these guys play. They try their hardest, and they continue to pressure, and that's the way it is, and they don't give me a rest at all.
What did you say to them at three-quarter time? Were you concerned about a defensive attitude with the players in the final quarter?
No, we would go for it. I mean, that's our go. These guys, they attack the ball hard, and that's what they did, and we attempted to win the game. We weren't going to be negative at all.
Well, they did go for it, Glenorchy, and they got it.
I think they're paying or receiving the benefits of a good, hard pre-season. They were very fit when the season started. Got a jump, won 6 matches, had a bit of a lull in the middle stages there, but they've come good to win at the right end of the year. OK, joining us now in World of Sport is Glenorchy's Shane Fell.
Shane, you're in the finals. Your thoughts at this time?
Absolutely fantastic at the moment. Really feel really good about it.
When you got up this morning, did you believe you'd be there?
Well, you know, I had a funny feeling all week. Sort of in the heart that I thought that we would play off in the finals this year, and we've been working on that since November the 4th. So she's all come true at the moment. It's a really good feeling.
But didn't you believe when you got up that you Norfolk could win at home?
Well, you know, I suppose there was a thought in the head with playing at Boyer, but we were very confident. We weren't really thinking of New Norfolk. We had a plan to come here and win the game, and we've done so we're happy with that.
Glenorchy will be hoping that Shane Fell runs into a bit of form too.
A bag full of goals next week at North Hobart will be handy for the Pies.
Now we go into the Sandy Bay rooms and we talk with coach Chris Fagan.
The last hurrah for Sandy Bay today. Sum up Sandy Bay's season for us.
It's not an easy thing to sum up. I suppose the bottom line is that the club and the players have definitely improved. Our last half of the season has been a little disappointing, but until last week, no team had actually given us a real flogging, and that hadn't been the case the previous year. I was looking at some statistics the other night, and last year the club lost 12 games by 6 goals or more. This year, that has only happened 5 times. So most of our losing margins have been under 5 goals, and we've won more games. And you know, the reserves are in the finals, and the under-19s have won 7 or 8 more games for the year. So from the club perspective as a whole, I think there's been an improvement, and it's something we need to continue on into next year by doing some hard work over the summer and also trying to recruit some experienced players to the club to help our talented young players.
Of course, that was my next leading question about the future. What is the future? Now, you've been appointed for the next 3 seasons, I believe. Is it only a 3-year plan?
I've only been appointed. I've got 1 more year of my contract to go, Jim. Yeah, it is a 3-year plan, but what you do each year is you try to do the best that you can, and I've learned a hell of a lot this year in seeing the players over the period of a season, and I know what's required at the club. It's just a matter of us now working hard and getting to the club and developing at the club the qualities required to be successful in finals.
Well, Darren Creswell is a name I want to throw up to you now. Is there any chance he could be with you next year?
Oh, I wouldn't say that'd be the case. His form with Sydney's been absolutely fantastic. He's a good friend of mine.
You have spoken to him?
We talk regularly on the phone because we're good friends, but as far as I know, he's staying at the Swans.
Do you believe Sandy Bay took the field today with the same attitude that perhaps Hobart did against New Norfolk?
Well, we certainly went out to win. We certainly wanted to redeem ourselves for our worst loss of the season last year, and we talked about that at length last night at our team meeting, and certainly the desire was there to win. We didn't want to give Glenorchy any easy passage to the finals if that were what was going to happen, and you know, bar for a few moments here today, we were very competitive for most of the game, and just a few things went wrong, which I won't comment about.
Yeah, I thought a little bit disappointing yesterday, Sandy Bay.
I think a little disappointing over the whole season. They may have
Should have won a few more.
Yeah, they would have set their sights a bit higher than where they've finished.
Yeah, but Glenorchy got that jump in the first quarter, and from then on it was just catch-up football for Sandy Bay, and the same thing really happened up at Boyer, didn't it?
Kick with the breeze, Glenorchy, kick with the breeze, Hobart, and both came out on top.
OK, Sandy Bay out of it. What do they need? A couple of more players?
They need some good, yeah, 2 or 3 good players.
OK, you're with World of Sport. We'll be back with more after the break. When they defeated them by 26 points and at Boyer. And on that performance, there'd be a number of sides thankful the Tigers are not contesting this year's finals. New Norfolk only had to win to stay in the 5 and only have themselves to blame for missing out. But it was no fault of coach Darren Denneman, who tried hard all day to lift his Eagles. Hobart brought up the first goal of the match when Robinson marked strongly in front.
Let's see if he can square the ledger. One behind so far, kicking for his first goal and the first goal of the day.
New Norfolk replied shortly afterwards when Clay King goaled from a mark.
Clay King from 15 should kick it. He's put it through.
Glanville goaled shortly afterwards, and the Tigers were using the breeze well.
Goal results.
Glanville just chipped at that, just squeezed it in.
When Gurry marked in front and goaled, New Norfolk were staying in touch.
Big kick from Gurry to finish it off. Perfect kick from him. And that's the Eagles' second goal.
New Norfolk were working hard to get their goals. This one came off the boot of King.
Quayle goes out wide to Denneman. Denneman can have a shot on his left boot, but decides to centre it, which is good play. Well, Darren Stevenson nearly took the mark, didn't. Clay King, kick your second.
But Hobart always had the answer from the bounce of the ball. They kicked another.
Chance now for the Hobart side. Walsh has it. Over towards Walsh again. This might bend back. He's put it through. Oh, team-lifting stuff from Brendan Walsh.
Hobart opened the scoring in the second half when Tapp goals.
Brian Thomas can go all the way. No, he'll handle it off to Tapp, who's a better kick. Tapp lines up the goals and he's put it through. Great build-up from the Tigers.
Good teamwork from Hobart saw them add another.
Robinson lurking, should feed it off here. Goal coming up you'd expect for the Hobart side. Glanville in towards goal and he's put it through.
Stevenson kicked his second in as many minutes and endeavoured to get New Norfolk back into the game.
It's a big chance for a goal here. Stevenson kicked one moments ago, lines up. He kicks another one.
Robinson was marking everything that came his way. This goal was to be his 5th. In the last quarter, Hobart could sense victory, and they weren't going to let this one slip away.
Can Walsh get out of traffic? He does. Was going to handball in, decided to screw it over his shoulder. Umpire Watkins, tell me the result, it's a goal.
New Norfolk kicked a couple of goals late in the quarter, but the damage had been done early. The Eagles were forced to play catch-up football.
Forward Browning, he's kicked a goal.
Hobart running out winners by 26 points, New Norfolk missing a place in this year's final 5. Congratulations to Keith Robinson winning the goal kicking too.
He did well, didn't he? A team that's finished in 7th spot, and I believe Robbo, before the match, promised Simon Sproul, the fullback, half the 500 if he could keep Dacky goalless.
Did he? Well, you have to pay up now then.
250 to Simon Sproul. Nice gesture, isn't it?
OK, just quickly, what do New Norfolk and Hobart both need if they're going to make it?
Both 2 or 3 players short of being up there. I think Hobart have probably proved they're the best team out of the 5.
Yep. OK, let's go to our next game, and North Launceston moved into 3rd spot, replacing Burnie when they beat the Hawks by 28 points at York Park. The Robins kicked 14-24, so had they have kicked straighter, their winning margin would have been greater.
3,260 people flocked to York Park to see the crucial clash between North Launceston and the Burnie Hawks, with 3rd spot on the ladder up for grabs. The Hawks skipped away to an early lead with 3 majors in the opening minutes as they attacked the home side's goals. Guy Gray slipped away from Lynch to post Burnie's 4th. The Robins finally came forward and Proctor was on the end of a neat pass to break the Robins' drought. North Launceston had many chances to convert and a lot went close. And even though the Robins were winning a lot of ball in general play, the Hawks were far more impressive in attack, cutting a swathe through the North Launceston defence. The Robins hit back, though, with 2 goals to Rhys Jones after the home side lifted its commitment to trail by just 15 points at half-time. Burnie had the wind again in the 3rd quarter, but it was North Launceston attacking, and somehow Reisig dribbled through an important goal. Robert Benny streamed forward after the Robins missed 4 other good chances to post another for Burnie. Guy Gray's first touch in the second half resulted in a crucial goal to the Hawks. Try as they might, the Robins just could not find the goals, even with the easiest of opportunities. But the tide turned and the Robins came right back into it, streaming forward with Simpson kicking a long-awaited goal. The North Launceston running players started to get on top early in the last quarter with Marcus Todman kicking a beauty. The Robins had fire in their bellies and Davies lifted the home side with an inspirational goal that brought the house down. It was desperate stuff all round, but the Robins had the momentum. The Hawks were tiring badly and the home side's running men took full toll, looking the goods in the last term. The margin stretched to 4 goals when Rhys Jones marked right in front. And it was the captain-coach putting the result beyond doubt. The victory was made that much sweeter when Todman made sure that North Launceston secured the critical 3rd spot on the ladder. The avalanche of goals in the last term saw the home side win by 28 points.
Peter Knight's coached Devonport for the last time yesterday. In his 4th year with the club, Devonport had just 3 wins and the Blues have decided to replace him with a playing coach.
There's no doubt it's been a disappointing year for Devonport, languishing on the bottom of the ladder with only 3 wins. Yesterday was the end of a forgettable season, but it was a day more likely to be remembered as Peter Knight's last at the helm of the Blues.
Nothing changed this week, nothing changed today in our preparation for the game. We looked to select the side that would best be suited to try and defeat Clarence. We knew that we were up against the best side in the competition, but we also believed that if all of our players played to their optimum level, we really had a chance of winning.
The wooden spoon, an inglorious end to his 4-year tenure at the club, an unjust reward, it would seem, for his efforts. Disappointments, however, have dogged the coaching career of one of the game's all-time greats.
5 minutes of the game, Knights kicking a goal to get the grand final against North Melbourne. Wallace bringing the ball out towards the centre wing position towards Knights, and look at that, a up high was taken. Now Knights has got the ball, handball to himself, coming round, he'll have a shot for goal. What's he done? Straight through. Just going out, get the handball into the goal square towards Peter Knights. Knights has 1 bounce. He's well shepherded by DPN a minute ago, and now Knights has another bounce. Goal the way, handballs over the top towards Edward. Edward back to Knights.
After a playing career spanning some 267 games and 3 premierships, the former Hawthorn champion was appointed to the unenviable task of leading the Brisbane Bears into the AFL. He gained the sympathy of the football world when he was unceremoniously dumped mid-season by the fledgling club in 1989.
Just very difficult to sort of talk to people who just really don't know very much about football. I guess that's one of the most frustrating things that I found.
It was a bitter pill to swallow, but his burning desire to stay in the game brought him to Devonport the following year. Expectations were high. There was even talk he would pull on the boots again. That, however, failed to materialise, as did the on-field success he needed to resurrect his coaching career. In his first year, Devonport finished 7th, the following year 6th, and then 5th, although it failed to get past the elimination final. A mass exodus of players at the start of this year hardly helped the cause. Yesterday, typical of the Blues' fortunes all year, a lack of depth and quality players